In a moment that has sent shockwaves across social media and fan communities worldwide, Yu and Tian Xuning have finally stepped into the spotlight together, openly addressing rumors, speculation, and long-standing questions that have surrounded them for years. What was expected to be a routine public appearance quickly turned into one of the most talked about events of the year. The atmosphere was electric from the very beginning. Hundreds of fans gathered outside the venue, holding banners, chanting their names, and eagerly waiting for even a glimpse of the two stars. Media outlets from across Asia had assembled, anticipating a significant announcement, but few could have predicted just how explosive the revelation would be. As Yu and Tian Xuning walked onto the stage side by side, their calm yet confident demeanor immediately captured attention. Dressed in coordinated outfits, they appeared composed, exchanging subtle smiles as flashes from cameras lit up the room. For a brief moment, the crowd fell into a hushed silence before erupting into cheers that echoed throughout the venue. The interview began with light questions about their recent projects and public activities. However, it didn't take long for the conversation to shift toward the topic everyone had been waiting for: their relationship. For years, fans had speculated about the nature of their bond. From behind-the-scenes interactions to cryptic social media posts, every detail had been analyzed and debated endlessly online. When asked directly about these rumors, Yu paused briefly before speaking. "We've seen everything," they admitted, smiling faintly. "The support, the curiosity, even the misunderstandings." The room grew quiet again, as every word seemed to carry weight. Tian Xuning then added, "There comes a point where silence creates more confusion than clarity. That's why we decided to speak today." What followed was a candid and heartfelt exchange that left many stunned. While they did not confirm every rumor circulating online, they acknowledged that their connection goes far deeper than what has been publicly understood. They spoke about trust, shared experiences, and the challenges of maintaining privacy under constant scrutiny. "We've been through a lot together," Yu continued. "Not everything needs to be defined by labels. What matters is what we mean to each other, and that hasn't changed." The statement alone was enough to send fans into an emotional frenzy. Within minutes, clips of the interview began trending across platforms, with hashtags related to Yu and Tian Xuning dominating search rankings. Fans expressed a mixture of shock, joy, and overwhelming excitement. Some were seen crying in the crowd, while others cheered loudly, clearly moved by the sincerity of the moment. Online, reactions poured in at an astonishing rate. "I can't believe this is real," one fan wrote. "We've waited so long for this moment," another commented. However, not all reactions were purely celebratory. As with any high-profile revelation, debates quickly emerged. Some questioned the timing of the announcement, while others speculated about its implications for their careers. Industry insiders also weighed in, suggesting that such openness could mark a turning point in how public figures handle personal narratives. Despite the mixed responses, one thing is undeniable: Yu and Tian Xuning have successfully taken control of their story. By addressing the rumors directly, they have shifted the narrative from speculation to authenticity, allowing fans to see a more human side of them. The impact of this moment extends beyond just their fandom. In an industry where image is often carefully curated, their decision to speak openly could inspire others to embrace transparency. It also highlights the evolving relationship between celebrities and their audiences, where honesty is increasingly valued over mystery. As the event concluded, Yu and Tian Xuning thanked their supporters for standing by them through the years. "We wouldn't be here without you," Tian Xuning said sincerely. "No matter what happens, your support means everything to us." They left the stage hand in hand, a simple gesture that spoke volumes and instantly became one of the most shared images online. In the hours that followed, the internet remained ablaze with discussions, theories, and emotional reactions. Analysts predict that this moment will be remembered as a defining chapter in their careers, one that reshapes not only their public image but also the expectations placed on celebrities in the modern era. Whether this revelation answers all questions or opens the door to even more speculation, one thing is certain: Yu and Tian Xuning have captured the world's attention like never before. In the hours after the appearance, major entertainment platforms began dissecting every second of the interview. Body language experts, fan communities, and even industry commentators analyzed the smallest gestures between Yu and Tian Xuning. A shared glance, a brief pause, a subtle smile, each detail was interpreted as further proof of the deep connection they had just hinted at. Several well-known entertainment insiders suggested that this public statement may have been carefully timed. With both stars reaching new peaks in their careers, stepping forward together could redefine their public image not as individuals surrounded by rumors, but as figures willing to confront them head-on. Some even believe this marks the start of a new phase, where they may collaborate more openly in future projects. Meanwhile, fan communities have become more active than ever. Dedicated groups organized online events, streaming parties, and trending campaigns to show support. Within less than 24 hours, multiple hashtags related to their appearance broke records on regional platforms, proving just how massive their influence truly is. Interestingly, a new wave of fans has also emerged, people who were previously unfamiliar with Yu and Tian Xuning but became curious after seeing the viral clips. This surge in attention has led to a significant increase in views on their past works, interviews, and social media profiles. Despite the overwhelming spotlight, both stars have remained relatively quiet following the event. Their social media accounts have only posted brief messages of gratitude, avoiding any direct follow-up to the revelations. This silence, however, has only fueled even more curiosity. Are they preparing for another announcement? Will they clarify their statements further, or was this their way of setting boundaries while still acknowledging the truth? For now, those questions remain unanswered. What is clear, however, is that this moment has shifted something fundamental not just for Yu and Tian Xuning, but for their entire fandom. The relationship between celebrities and fans is evolving, and moments like this blur the line between public persona and private reality. As discussions continue to unfold, one thing remains certain: the world will be watching closely for whatever comes next.